Hello, this is one of my first PA project amplifier, a giant, I call it a Turbo Quatro 4-channel power amplifier. I built it myself and it is underneath the motor hoop. Wow! That's nice. 4 giant amplifier modules, each capable for 300 watts at 8 ohms. 4 giant capacitors, 1 bank of fuses, 1200 watt toroidal transformer, and 4 power LED indicators. So I will turn it for very heavy. There's the front. 4 channels, 300 watts. Totally 1200 watts. And this 1200 watt transformer gives power. There's a little problem because I have made this amplifier in the past. That will say in that was 20 years ago. There was still 220 volts on the mains power, and it is now put up to 230 volts and sometimes 240 volts. So this gives a little bit of problem by these giant capacitors, because if they are the DC voltage that is on this capacitors is almost 75 volts at 220 volts, and because these capacitors are only 75 volts, I have a little bit fear that at 230 volts or 240 volts they will collapse. So I want to replace them, and I have bought also on eBay these magnificent new capacitors, 4 of them. There they are in the box, and these are capable to 100 volt DC, and even they have far much more capacitance than these 4. So it's a perfect fit, and I think I can replace them one at the all 4. I can replace them without any problems. So that is what I will do, and I hope then that this amplifier I can use it again, because it was a very reliable and very flexible amplifier, because you can switch it. It is a system amplifier, and you can switch it in several modes. So at full range or crossover at 200 hertz. And also I adapted some buttons at the front so I can switch in a sublift for my 80 Hz, gives extra power in my sub. And this filter card I have engineered myself totally. This is a filter card inclusive the digital switching of these front buttons, and I am very proud of this marvel piece of engineering. So I will replace these 4 capacitors and I will come back if it's finished. This is the measurement of the secondary power supply of the signal board. So I use a regulator transformer. Here's my voltage on the mains, and then I will regulate it to about 220 volts. You hear the relays are coming up. So there we are, 220 volts, and I measure minus 80.5 and 70.5 as a voltage offset. I don't know why it is, but in fact my information is that these voltages are far off my 25 volt of the capacitors that I use. So that's the main purpose. I regulate it to 230 volts, and then I'm minus 90 volts and plus 80.5 volts, and add 240 volts. Oh, that's too high. We measure minus 20 volts and plus 19.5 volts. So this is fine. It is 5 volts below my 25 volts capacitor. So the relays are loosening if I regulate the voltage down. So I can choose to make other capacitors of 35 volts, but it is not necessary, so I leave them. Here the power indicators are painted with conformal coating, so it's better protected against moisture or shortening or moisture or something, whatever. So I use a conformal coating of an industrial base. This is my conformal coating especially for PCBs, and is also IPC conform, IPC not standardization, so it's a very good quality conformal coating, so my PCBs are better protected. I could in fact also make my amplifier PCBs with conformal coating at the back side, but I see no necessary reason to do this because it's too much work, and it will do as it is. Here we are testing my amplifier on signal. This is the limiter afterburner. See that the signal is coming in. One moment. It's better for light. And then my 4 channels. So this is the high for my top. This is the sub, the low for the sub. High for my top and the low for my sub. And this is also loaded with, for the sub I use this one as load, and for the high I use these resistors, and they have measured on 8 ohms. So there is 10 ohms possibility, but they are made for 8 ohms. So there it is with the new capacitors. You hear on the background the music that's playing. And in fact it is not still very high level. A fun fact to mention is that these resistors are making some music noise. If you are here, can hear maybe. And you're wondering where it's coming from. Well, there is a metal rod totally through this mounting rod, through this resistor, and this is from metal, from iron, and I think that is vibrating due to the coil of the resistor. So that's very funny. Okay, here's a demonstration for what is capable of this amplifier, just only for demonstration. I've connected these 2 tops. These 2 tops are 10-inch and a high driver, Fostex high driver. So let's demonstrate. I will only demonstrate this volume on the 3.5 and 7.5 watts, because then it's already so loud that I have to volume down. Normally I reach at 100 dB at the tops, so just only for demonstration how much power is in it. So that's enough for my ears. It's really too loud.